not a debate session, it's for comments. This is not for a place for abusive language or profanity. We ask the audience to refrain from crying out or being disruptive. We ask you to leave if you refuse to follow the stated conduct or disrupt the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. At this time, are there any public comments for the agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to approval of minutes. In your packet, you have a copy of the minutes. I'll need a motion to approve.
I'll make that motion to approve minutes in the May 20th meeting.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Hearing a second. Further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Against? Motion carries. In your packet as well is the payment of bills, $301,565.47 in a motion for the bills.
I'll make the motion for July 17th, or June 17th, 2024 bills.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Hearing a second. Discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Against? Motion carries. Moving on to reports, Township Manager, Michelle.
Good evening, board and audience. My report is in your packet. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Also included in your packet is the May 31st, 2024 financial report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on that.
Questions for the manager? Thank you, Michelle. Police Chief, Jim?
Good evening, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to highlight a couple things. One, I'd like to thank Hopewell Community Church. They had an event recognizing law enforcement in June, or actually in May, which 3 officers attended, so I'd like to thank them. We did complete interviews for police applicants. At this point, we're down to 2. They're going to background. I will note that both those individuals are also in background with other police departments, so we're gonna try and move as quickly as we can and hopefully make a conditional offer after civil service meets. The last thing is the new vehicle has been outfitted and we'll be listing the 2016 Ford Explorer on municipal. Please let me know if you have any issues or concerns.
Questions for the Police Chief? Thanks, Jim. Public Works, Chad.
Good evening, Commissioners. I don't have anything to highlight on my report tonight, but I would like to let you know that tomorrow, Public Works will begin the demo at 2290 of the garage that we previously discussed. Clean up the property a little bit, pull the fence out. And I spoke with the paving contractor for West Moyer Road today, and they're tentatively scheduling us for the end of July. So,
Would that be closed at that point, Moyer Road?
throughout the process.
Yeah.
Questions for Public Works? Thanks, Chad. Solicitor, Eric?
No report, but I do have the conditional use decision listed under old business B, and I'll go over it at that time.
Thank you.
Yes.
Questions? Township Engineer, Michelle, any highlight there?
Just pay attention on the planning and zoning report, or the building report, I guess it's called. The notices of violation on page 4, I think it is, or 5, page 5. In the event we have to move forward, I would notify you accordingly.
Questions? Tax Collector,
I submitted my monthly report to you.
questions? Committee Chair reports, I'll say Greg.
Good evening, Commissioners. Our report is in your packet. I included the chairman's report that we give to the board every month. We're asking for 2 approvals that are shown up further down in the new business. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions, Open Space Chair? Thank you, Greg. Fire and Ambulance? Don has in his packet, was on the chair and also, at your place, and also you have the fire report, and also the Gibbersville report was in there as well. So if there are any questions, you can take them through Michelle. Do you have any questions? Okay. Old business, first one A, this is, authorization for, applying for a grant. Michelle, Greg?
Yeah, so at your previous meeting in April, you did approve to apply for this grant. We need an official resolution to apply for the grant, so this is a DCED multimodal grant for the Gilbertsville Road pedestrian crossing with a 30% match. The township does have to send a match letter and budget the match for 2025, but it's my understanding from Tricia, our park coordinator, that DCED can waive the match. And if they did, then we would just allocate those funds to other projects. So this is approval of resolution 777 to authorize submission of the DCED multimodal grant as recommended by the Open Space Board.
I need a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Hearing a second, further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Against? Motion carries. Old business B, this is what Eric referred to earlier, so Eric?
So, as you recall, we had the conditional use hearing last month for Phoenix Capital Group LLC. And I have drafted a decision in order. I'm just gonna paraphrase the order for everybody. It's an order to approve the conditional use, to allow the dog daycare use in the RO retail, office zoning district, subject to conditions. And the conditions are as follows: the development and use of the property shall be in substantial conformance with the testimony exhibits at the hearing. The proposed use shall be a dog daycare. Number 3, the hours of operation shall be Monday to Friday from 7 AM to 6 PM. Saturday office hours from 10 AM to 3 PM and no Sunday hours. Number 4, the dog daycare shall be limited to a maximum of 35 dogs. Number 5, there will be no overnight kenneling. Number 6, there will be no grooming. Number 7, the dog daycare shall start with 28 parking spaces, and parking shall always be provided as set forth in the code. Number 8, bathrooms shall be provided and shall meet the provisions of the township code. Number 9, all required state permits and licenses shall be obtained and kept current for the dog daycare use. Number 10, all required permits shall be obtained and inspections completed per township code. Number 11, the dog daycare shall not extend to any other portions of the subject property unless the same meets the conditions of the code. And number 12, no other uses shall be located on the subject property other than the existing single-family home and the proposed dog daycare use unless application is made to the township. So what you can do is, if it's appropriate, do a motion to adopt the order as I just paraphrased.
And you had a discussion with council on that as well.
Yeah, so I did, run this by the attorney for the applicant, and they are fine with these conditions as stated.
So,
And the 28 parking spaces, that includes the 3 garage?
Could you use the microphone, please?
So
Can't
he
hear you.
asked, within the 28 parking spaces, does that include the 3 that were shown inside the garage during the hearing? And yes, it does, so, yes.
okay, I need a motion to move forward.
I'll make that motion.
Hearing a motion, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Hearing a second, further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Against? Motion carries. Moving on.